Good evening, everyone. This is Nathaniel, and today I'm going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to analyze one picture, just one frame, really, one frame of Lorne. And this is the frame. This is, of course, Lorne Armstrong. Who else could it be? This is one of the image that I like the most, and if I could get that like in HD, but that's already the max resolution, I would probably make a poster of that, because this picture sums up everything about Lorne meeting Kayla. Maybe not everything about Lorne, but certainly everything about Lorne and Kayla. And I want to show you very quickly why. First, I need to show you the sofa. Okay, look at the sofa, the way they are. Those are pricey sofas, okay? These are not cheap $100 chairs. Look at the way they are. It looks very, very comfortable. That's the kind of sofa that you use to watch TV after a good night. It's not the kind of sofa that you keep like for guests and you actually never sit on it, you know? You have like a big couch, and then you have that, and you always use the couch because you can lay on it, and you never use it. You only use it like one time every year. And there's a lot I want to say about the decor, like here and all that stuff here, but that's for another video. Just look at the sofa for now, the way it is. Of course, the fact they're facing each other, that is like, like Shaman said, it's pretty weird. Like I believe Shaman said this is the room where people look at each other. This is not really the kind of chair you would use. For example, let's say you want to play chess. You would not use that kind of chair to play chess, basically. If you wanted to play some board game, you would go around the kitchen table, not around, certainly not using those chairs, because they're too long. You're very far from the person, and you know, it's kind of hard to raise your body and just pick the pieces of the chess, or even, you know, pick some food. If you were to pick some food, you need a table next to you. Just look next thing. If you have to feet, look at that, you have the feet all the way along, so it's a pretty long chair, and it looks very cozy. My guess on those chairs, let me show you very quickly. I don't want to get a copyright strike, so my guess on those chairs is that they're worth probably close to $1,000 each. Okay, look at that. So this is the kind of seat. You see, there's a board game here, so this could be just part of the decor, just to, you know, just to make a quick ambience. And there's a small to rest the legs. Look very carefully at this scene that leads to it. The fact there's a tableau here, another there. People with, not really people with fine taste. I don't think this is the kind of painting that they chose because they liked. They just chose because someone arranged the room for them. Someone said, buy this, it's going to fit well. And it does fit well when you look at the distance here. But it looks so bland. It has no personality. They're just a flower on a dark background. If I was there, I would pick probably something smaller but more personal, you know, something maybe more to give the room some real warmth. But anyway, look at the way it is. So if you look at the room, the way it was set up originally, probably both chairs were facing
and he sat on down.
So you see the leg, their leg is a lot, but normally you can just put it back. But of course, you know, you're gonna keep the recliner, not the recliner, but the leg part, you're gonna keep it inside the sofa. So this is an expensive chair, no wonder. And you see the massage part. It's not really a massage chair. Like that's a tissue chair. There's no way there's a massage integrated to the chair. It's really a pad that was added for comfort. It works pretty well, and this has to be plugged into something. You don't really see where it's plugged into. I'm guessing it's that wall here. Wouldn't make much sense to plug here, like you would see the wire. Maybe it's here, but I really believe. Actually, can you have electricity there? Maybe. I don't know. I guess overall, that room looks fake. It looks like a room. It looks cold. You can see the kitchen here. Again, it looks a bit bland, but I'm going to do a video about it later. Now I really want to talk about the shot. So, again, you see the painting. It's not really such a... It's probably a good painting. It just looked bland. It just looks... This is actually like a lithography, meaning that it's not really a photocopy. They take the same canvas and they use a computer to redraw it, to print it. Like it's a high quality scan, but it's printed with real paint. It's not ink. So this is worth about $500. That's my guess on it, just for a copy of a famous painting. And very honestly, if I had to choose between spending $500 for this or just buying an original from a young painter, I would buy the young painter's painting. You know, if it's nice, why not? And now we go. I'm gonna comment on the rest of the room, but okay, this is the scene. This is the place. This here, it's my favorite shot of the bust. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's such great. Before, I just want to say from the painting here, which is slightly better, but it still looks whole. The frame looks whole. Those are probably two people well into their 50s or advanced 40s. As you can see, there are people, you know. Now I'm talking about the house, not Kayla, but the house itself. Probably two people that are really, really like together, but not really. The room, the house doesn't strike me as two people who really, really love each other a lot. It strikes me as two doctors that have a business relationship. Like, we're gonna be together, we're gonna save on our taxes, and you know, we're not gonna be alone. That's the way. But I'll have more to say about it later. I don't want to insult the people that own their house. It's not my intent. But overall, I just meant to say the house itself, it looks very bland, very superficial. It looks like people that they just became rich and they didn't know what to do with their money. So they bought some random painting and they paid someone to make it like mix with the rest. Even the paint, it's not really pretty for... It just seems like a bit fake, I guess. That's my guess on the room there. It does seem old. I know it was 2007, but still. Okay, about the picture. Everything about that picture is simply awesome. There isn't a single element about it that is not awesome. You know, I just want to show one more thing before I analyze it. That's another scene, and that's where Chris... Actually, we don't see Chris. We see before. We see one shot where he comes in. Now we see really a great exchange.
What else would you do? So what are you up to?
Me too.
Good. Seem pretty comfortable there. Hi, sir. How are you?
That's not the one. That's the one I wanted. Okay, that's the best shot we have. We see everything. Actually, no. I just wanted the carpet. Yeah, the carpet. That's an expensive carpet. That carpet is worth at least $400, and then it can go up to $1,000 easily. So let's count. That is a living room. You have a painting, probably a little less expensive than that. I would say $300, $400, unless it's some famous painting that I did not notice. I know that one is from a company that does that kind of stuff, like you can buy from an online website. That's probably with the shipping about $400 on sales. So $700. Actually, this can be worth thousands, but I don't think it is. I think it's probably worth about $300, and they wouldn't have left it there if the PETA was coming. And again, it kind of looks fake in the corner there. That's my corner. And you can see the chair is actually not... That's what I wanted to say. It's not plugged. So the massage chair is not plugged in. You don't see any cords. So that's a question I would have to investigate later on.
How are you doing? What's happening? Not too much?
Not too much. So what I wanted to show you, basically...
So what are you up to?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good scene. So basically what I wanted to show, the carpet. So in the room we have one, and the flower here, that's really stupid, you know. There's a fake flower, it's obviously fake. And the way it's set up originally, probably both share with a couch. That's how I would see it, a couch and two chairs, and you could watch the TV. But then again, if you look at Kayla, it's supposed to be an only daughter, so why do we have two sofas? Like, there are three. Where is the third person supposed to look? Or is that just a restroom and they have like another room for like a restroom as in resting, and they have another room for like watching TV together, movies? Because in the Lornography, she does mention, my parents want me to come watch the TV with them. So, you know, there's kind of an anomaly here. How is she supposed to go to that room to watch TV with her parents? Where's the couch? Two chairs, two armchairs, but no real place to sit together. And that just strikes me as fake. There's too much stuff in that picture, like fake flower, chessboard, some lithography, some painting, two sofa, a small place to rest your foot, a carpet. There's too much stuff. It's too loaded. And if you look at the back behind Kayla, let me show you very quickly. Like, there's even more stuff. Oh, we don't see it there, but there's a big folder behind. Maybe we see it here. Yeah, we have all of this, and there's even more fake flower. There's a small cabinet. There's a big something maybe to hold bottle of wine. And there's like another carpet, actually. That just strikes me as a very odd room in general. It looks like a kind of room that's decorated by someone that just finished like an online decoration class or something like that. Like, it's a hardwood floor. It's a hardwood floor, a beautiful floor. Why do you have a carpet on a carpet? Like, you can see the hardwood behind Lorne when he walks in. You can see hardwood, and there's a carpet on the carpet. It looks really weird to me. And you can see again, just let me show you very quickly. I love that picture. Look at this fucking bar with his mouth. I'm retarded.
I like seeing you in person.
Oh, like you see the carpet, but it doesn't do all the room. Just doesn't like the style of it. And behind Kayla, you actually see like a lot of stuff. Like it looks too loaded. It's a room that's trying to be too much. And again, the most suspicious. There's another flower here. Those people really like flowers. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, I'm not sure what the original configuration was. If there's a TV to the right that we don't see, you need a couch. That's basically the first thing there should be. The way I would set it up and the way I see it set up, I'm guessing they modified it. They didn't modify it to make it more attractive for pedo. You put the couch on the big gray carpet or brown beige carpet with the 2 chairs on each side. That's a side table for like snacks, and the flowers, just get rid of them. They're ugly.
I think it's pretty.
And that painting, I'm not sure, unless the mother is a painter. I don't think I've seen that before. So it might be an original. It might be worth like close to 1,000. Maybe it's someone in the families of the house owner that paints. So yeah, that's an interesting room to study. That's an interesting decor to study. Like very lots of stuff. It's too loaded. I kind of like the small indent like inside here. It's pretty cool. And you can see it's an open room. You can go probably, there's a dining room before. I'm guessing like the kitchen seems pretty far away from the dining room, but I'll make another video on it later. It's going to be pretty awesome because we have a plan of the house actually. But overall, I have to say about that room, it stinks. It reeks of we're rich and we need to have like lots of appliances in it. Like if I was there, if you want to be rich and show it off, like it's a bit show off. The room is a bit show off. It seems messy and chaotic, and the fact the chairs are like that, pretty obvious that's a sting. But I would not do a sting in such an expensive house. It's quite risky to break something, but whatever. All right, now my favorite still, that one here. Actually, it's a half a second later when he's smiling.
Yeah, I dyed it by myself.
Like this. It's really half a second before that.
Yeah, I dyed it by myself.
Look at how he's smiling. And that picture is the image of perfection. Now I'll tell you why. And actually, that's not the chessboard stand. That's a table with a chessboard with no piece on it. Pretty weird. And that's like a flower basket. That is such an interesting room. That's so interesting. Okay, here's why this scene is awesome. Let's start by the top. Of course, Lorne has his ugly cap. That's pretty stupid, if you ask me. Like, you can wear that when you work, because let's not forget that a hat is designed to protect you against the sun. You know the sun is shining at you. You don't want to be sun blinded, so you use a cap. So why is he wearing it at night? He's coming there. It's like 8:30 p.m. He doesn't need a cap, and the fact that he's wearing one, and look at the way it's bent here, like that screams of a little kid that's like, oh, I just bought a hat, I just bought a cap, and I'm gonna make a nice bend in it. It's gonna be cool. I look hot in it. And it also reeks of, I'm blind, I don't want to show it, of course. The fact that he has a Boston Red Sox, but he actually grew up in Maine, and I guess it's perhaps the closest. How far is Maine from Vermont? I don't know. I'll know far enough. Maine, not Vermont, to Massachusetts. I'm guessing it's pretty far. 4 hours. It's not next door, So why did he fall in love with the Boston Red Sox? Because that's the hat he wears all the time. Why that hat? I'm gonna make a video on that later. I'm making some notes. But of course he's wearing the legendary blue cap. His facial expression, the way he looks at her, we don't see very well, but the big smile he have. And she says it. He looked like so happy to be here, like he won the lottery or something. I think that's what she says. And she says like it was his birthday, so I'm sure he was expecting blah, blah, blah. The way he looks at her like, Kayla, I love you. I'm so happy to meet you. And he has a very self-confident posture. I love the way he is, okay? He's sitting in a chair that is worth more than everything he has, except perhaps the truck. And he looks at her, and he's sitting on a chair, and he sits on that chair like it's his chair. Like if you go to someone's house and you sit on their chair, and let's say it's a friend, you're not gonna sit like that. The way he stands up, you can see he stands up here and the back is sitting straight. He's definitely not relaxed. And I'm guessing that thing works with the battery, the massage chair. The way he stands, his posture, his shoulder, he's acting like dominant. He's very dominant on that picture. He's not sitting like, relaxing. Like let's say you sit to relax. What you're gonna do? You're gonna lay your head on the sofa. You're not gonna be standing. You're gonna be sitting ass straight. You're gonna move your hips forward a little bit, so you can really dig or fall into the sofa. But the way he is in there, and look at how large the chair is compared to him. Like there's a big 6 inches on each side. And the way he looks in it, he looks small. If you look at that, he looks smaller in the chair, but that's a big chair. It's just an optical illusion. The way he stands, the way he's in there. And that's a stranger house. It's not even her house. It's the house of her parents, And the way he walks in like it's nothing, and he sits in the chair like it's his house, basically. He looks like somebody who owns the house, but he's a broke-ass loser, and he actually doesn't even have enough gas, except, I'm going to put $20 of gas in my truck. I should have enough gas to drive you back to your place. The fact that he sits in that chair like he owns the place, like it's his house. Like, honestly, if I never met, let's say I had a real girlfriend, and I went to her house, and she said, sit, and I see, the nice chair, I would be like, oh, no, I'm fine. It's not his house. But he doesn't hesitate. He just sits in there right away, and he's like, oh, my God. That shows a very selfish, and he's disillusioned, and he's also irrespectful, Like, he doesn't show a lot of respect for the material, for the sofa. Like, this does not belong to him, okay? That's not his sofa. It's someone's sofa. But he sits in it like that, like, it's mine now. A very possessive guy. Then you have the shirt. That's such a cheap. And it doesn't look dirty. It looks worn out. That's the kind of shirt that you can buy made from, it's not cheap fabric, but it's inexpensive. Not cheap as in bad. Cheap as in inexpensive. That is a plaid cotton t-shirt, and those t-shirts can last forever. I still wear the same t-shirts that I wore 10 years ago. Well, I still have them. I don't wear them anymore because I want shirts now. I want to be professional. But when Lorne could have been 16 years old and he would still be wearing that, and it would still be good today. This is a very cheap shirt. This probably cost about $2 or $5 maybe. And compare that to what Kayla is wearing. That's him. Look at how he smiles. Look at the big smile. Look at that guy. I wish we had a high resolution of that. Look at how he stands mighty. Like, he doesn't even hesitate. He walks confidently. He's like, I have to show that I'm the boss. And that's the way he walks. Like,
Very proud, very excited.
look at what she's wearing. The cap alone that she's wearing, that's a cap that is worth maybe what? $20, $30? It's a nice cap. It's a very nice accessoire. It could be worth up to $100. But let's go to the rest. The shirt she's wearing is obviously higher quality. It's not like expensive to hell, but it's pretty expensive. Let's face it. It's a kind of shirt that you buy for your daughter, and that's a shirt worth $40, $50. Same for her pants. Those are small pants, but they can get quite pricey, and they're good looking. I have to say that. She has an undershirt. Just want to show you real quickly what she's wearing. And the way, like the way she bends her leg, like, she has beautiful leg. I have to give her that.
Any condoms?
Yes, I did.
Where are they?
On the truck.
Look at what she's wearing. She has an undershirt that is worth, it seems like a fine shirt, maybe $15. And her shoes, like, why are you wearing shoes inside your house? Like, that's another question that Lorne should have asked. I need to show you. We don't see, but she's wearing some sandals, I believe. Let me show very quickly. I need to find it. It's actually a good... it's another hand that something was not right. Like the fact that she's...
And he came walking in very proud, very excited.
You see the shoes. Why do you wear shoes inside your own house? Does anybody do that? I know. When I'm walking home, and even at my mother's place, I'm usually... wearing socks, I'm not wearing with shoes, especially not on the carpet. And his shoes are dirty, and some dirt's getting on the carpet, and that's not good. The fact she's wearing shoes, and I get why, they're working, and they're working, they have shoes, they have to walk around and all. So of course, and you know, this is a sting house. It's not their house, so they might not feel comfortable to remove their shoes. But if you go to someone's house and you see they're wearing shoes, you're gonna be like a bit weirded out. Like seriously, how many of you wear shoes inside your house? And supposedly she has been waiting for him for like all night. Supposedly she's all alone for the weekend. Her parents are gone. Now she just goes around her house with shoes. And Lorne does not remove his shoes. That's kind of impolite too, you know? If I were going to meet my girlfriend and I had the door, you know, when he walks in, the way he walks in, like, grrr, and he just closes the door and he follows him. He doesn't even think about removing his shoes, but you're inside someone's house, he's clean. You should at least consider the idea of removing your shoes. Like, let's say I go to a friend's house and I've never gone to his house before. As soon as I get in, I start to remove my shoes. It's a normal thing, unless they're like doing renovation and stuff. But every single time I'm going to remove my shoes. And if they say, no, you can keep them, that's fine. I'm going to be okay. But Lorne doesn't even stop for a second. Like, he doesn't even go for a second like, oh, I'm going to remove my shoes. You know? He just walks in like it's nothing. He doesn't even ask it. And actually, most predators on the show don't even consider the idea of removing their shoes. Obviously, as the sting operation, you don't want them to remove their shoes because, you know, it creates like they have to stay longer to put them back on the way out, and that's another chance for them to flip out, I guess. That's an interesting dynamics, you know? Why don't they remove their shoes? One Lee is one I can think of that he removes his shoe, but One Lee is polite. But unless it's something American that I don't know, like maybe I should Google it, like remove shoes before entering a house. Is that like an American thing? Removing shoe is more cultural. Many countries like Germany, it is common use to take off the shoes when entering someone's house. The custom of removing shoes is widespread in Eastern country. To walk through a house with shoes on. Come on, yeah, that's in these countries. It is considered a major faux pas to walk through a house with shoes on. In some schools in Sweden, children are even required to remove their shoes. Well, not in school. We don't remove them in school here because it's kind of dirty, you know, the floor every walk. In Japan, but in the US, they don't. One doesn't allow to enter a room without taking off shoes in Holland. Human and animal sewage, okay. Pesticide, toxic coal tar, lead. Take out my shoe every time I came home, but I live in a country where operator didn't have this exhibit, was not used to do so. Huh. You can ask your out right after the welcome or look at what other guests did. Yeah, that's what I would do. Probably predators saw that the girl had their shoe. You know, the other thing, they probably saw the decoy had shoes and they say, well, I can keep my shoes then. But even there, even if the host has shoe, I'm still gonna remove my shoes when I get in, because it's, you know, the host, it's his house, he can do whatever he wants, but I'm still going to remove my shoes even if the guy has shoes. The only way I'm not going to remove my shoes if everyone has shoes on. Like I go to a party and everyone has shoes on, I'm not going to remove my shoes. This is the answer. It is acceptable to wear shoes indoors in most American homes. It is not unusual for Americans to remove their shoes, sometimes wearing slippers. Yes, most Americans remove their shoes when they are in the house. Okay, that's what I thought. It's like here. Like here, I would never go like to my grandmother's house and keep my shoes on. I would never go to my girlfriend's house and keep my shoes on. Okay, that's interesting. So now let's go back to the picture. You'll see why. So everything Lorne is wearing, that's a very cheap shirt. You know, no logo, no. It's not an ugly shirt, but it's very plain, very average looking shirt. And we actually see that the shirt he's wearing. And that's not the shirt, or is it? No, he has hair there. That's the the shirt he's wearing. Extremely average. It's a shirt that you can get at the Salvation Army for $1, maybe 50 cents. Very cheap. And you have some kind of bracelet, like some kind of watch. I never saw what watch he had. And it's also looked cheap from the bracelet. You don't actually see his watch that much on the video, but he has a watch that you don't see. It looks cheap, you know. Maybe that's the ancestor to the Apple Watch. I don't know. Okay, so now you have the cheap shirt, cheap shorts, and then the shoes. Look at how ugly those shoes are. Look at them. Look at how dirty he is. And it seems like those shoes have been used way too much. There's actually a bigger, you can see, but that kind of shoes, it's extremely cheap looking. Oh crap, I messed up. I had to continue part 2. Sorry. I messed up something.